there's all these new studies on adverse childhood experiences, different from, in the case of your parents or mine, adverse childhood experiences are worse. That's if you had trauma or some kind of abuse in your background. What they find is that people who have endured hardship in some way can build grit and resilience from it. Sheryl Sandberg talks about this in her book Option B, about this idea of post-traumatic growth and using something that's tough as a growth experience. And so I find this fascinating because I think for me, I too hated my parents for forcing me to do some of that. And I also just was frustrated. I mean, I remember feeling surrounded by the rich kids and feeling like I was never going to fit in. I think if you didn't have that kind of a background, one of the ways that you can push yourself to get beyond your comfort zone, I think, is to read about failure and try to immerse yourself in more case studies that show you how failure can profoundly shape you. And it's hard. I mean, in the early days of a startup, I think rejection is inevitable. So there's an element of just getting back up again when you've been punched so many times that you feel like you can't. And I don't know what it is in us that creates that sort of tipping point when you decide to get up again. But it's among all the entrepreneurs I know who are successful, that is the single biggest factor. It's not quitting.